So this is the lecture number 105 in the DSA series, and you already aware we are solving the problems related to recursion and backtracking. So this would be our 105 problem, and in this we would be solving the get KPC. So what is the problem and how we will approach? Let us see. So the problem is get KPC. So what this means is, let me explain you with the example of this board. So what have you seen this type of keyboard ever? You might have seen the mobile. I think it was this model of from Nokia. Fine, you might remember this mobile, right? So we were having here display, and here we were having keyboard or keypad like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0 here. Fine. And on each of the key like these are the keys. You can see these are the keys. So on each of the key we have some characters also. Let us say if we want to write some name using these only these 9 keys, then we can write name also. How? Suppose if you will press 2, then you can enter either A, either B, either C. Fine. If you want to print M, then you have to print 6. So 6 would print either M, either N, either O. Fine. So every key has some sort of characters using which you can print or write anything in the English, or any, like you can generate any string using these characters. Fine. So this was one thing. Let me explain you the question. The question is, you have been given these mappings, like as you can see here, on 2 we have ABC, on 3 we have DEF. Similar to this, not exactly similar to this, we have these mappings. So let us take these mappings onto the board because we will be needing it. Put this here. Fine. So these are the mappings. 9th one is not visible, so let us try to take again. Now it is visible. So these are the mappings. So what is the meaning of these mappings? Let me explain you. Now this part is clear. Now let me remove it, otherwise it will make you confused. So the question is, you are given a string S. The string will contains only numbers. Read this point very carefully. String will contains only numbers like this: 7, 8, 9, 0 to 9. Of course, 0 to 9. Where each, here is a spelling mistake, I would be correcting it. Each number stands for a key pressed on the mobile phone. That means each of the character of this string stand for a key pressed. Like if we have been given this 7, 8, then if you press 7, then the 7 can generate this TU. Fine. T or U, whatever it can generate. If you will press 2 times, then it will generate U. If you will press 1 time, then it will generate T, of course. So this is the key mapping. What you have to do, you are required to collect every word that can be produced with the help of input provided. What this means is, let us take an example of this, because if you will not understand the question, then how will you try? How will you try yourself? That is why I want to explain you the question first. Let us say you have been given this string 7 and 8. Fine. So write down the mappings from here for 7, 8s. For 7 we have TU, and for 8 we have VWX. What you have to do? The question is, you are required to collect every word that can be produced with the help of input provided. That means, suppose this, like this was the keyboard, not keyboard, keypad. 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us say 6 is here. Do not worry on the arrangement part. Let us say 6 is here. If you will press 7, then 7 stands for these keys, TU. If you will press 8, then at stands for these keys. Let us say if you press 7, 7 can generate T or U. 8 can generate VWX. 8 can generate VWX. So what you have to do, how many word these two digits can produce, you have to collect each word into the array list and you have to return that array list. If you can see here, the return type of this function is array list of string. Fine, so you have to collect all the words. Let me show you some examples also. What are the words they T and U can generate? So T, U, V, W, X. What are the words they can generate? It is very simple. Multiply them or a cross product. Take cross product each of them. Like T can generate with a V, W, X. Like TV, TW, or TX. Fine. Similarly, you can also generate with each of them WX. So UV, UW, UX. So these are the words. These are the words which can be generated using these two numbers. So you have to collect them in the array list and you have to return that array list. So this is the question. If question is not clear to you, let me explain once more. Let us say you have been given an example. Let us say you have been given this example. 5, 4. Fine. Let us say you have been given 5, 4. So 5 stands for MNO. MNO. 4 stands for JKL. JKL. So how many words you can generate? So multiply this with this. Multiply MJKL. So MJ, MK, ML. Fine. These words can be generated, or NJ, NK, NL, or OJ, OK, OL. These number of words can be generated using 5 and 4. So this is what you have been asked. You have to collect each of the words into array list and you have to return that array list. So now the challenge starts. You can try this question at your own, because I have already explained the question for the previous solution, that was getting the subsequences. This is similar to that, like the approach which we followed into previous problem. You have to follow the same approach. That is why I am asking you, you have to approach this problem at your own. Fine. And if you are done, then you can watch my solution. Solution is very simple. We just have to multiply them, and rest of the things will be handled automatically using faith and expectation mechanism. I already told you faith and expectation mechanism is very simple. I mean very powerful. So look at this. What we will do, our example was 7 and 8. Fine. Our expectation is, if we have been provided a function with 7, 8, we have to generate these number of outputs, TV and this much of output. So other or indirectly, what you can say, 7 is what? 7 is TU, and 8 is what? 8 is VWX. So you have these numbers, you can fetch these keys from this. I want to say here, you can get the key mapping from this array. Let us suppose this is the dictionary which we have been provided already. Fine. This has been provided to you already. Fine. So this is the expectation. If we have been given 7 and 8, then cross multiply both of them and return the answer. Like TU, what? TW, TX, UV, UW, UX. But I have faith. You can say faith or whatever you want to. Yes, we would call it faith. Let us say if I have the same function, and if I will pass a smaller value, which is 8, into this, I will collect this 7 with me, and try for 8. What I will do, get me all the possible word which can be generated using 8, return me that. If you can return me the mappings or all the possible words which can be generated using it, then what I will have to do, I will just have to multiply my characters mapping with the answer which I got from here. Let us say f, like faith is, f faith will return us this u w x. F faith will return us this. We have already stored this 7 with us, so what we have to do, 7 means tu. Now we have tu and this. Now what we can do, we just have to multiply both of them. tu, tw, tx, uv, uw, ux. Here is our answer. Fine. So the question is very simple. Let us understand with we'll understand this with one more example, but now let us try to code. Like what we learned so far, we have this expectation, this is our expectation, this is our faith. Then the words which can be generated using f of 8, what we will do, we will simply multiply our 7 key mapping with the answer which we got from our faith. And this is our overall motive which we want to do. So let me try to do some code for this, and will after this I will explain why this code is working and what would be the base condition for that. Fine. And in this kind of problems, base conditions are very easy actually. Let us try to zoom. Fine. So let us say in str you have been provided 7 and 8. Fine. We'll take the example with this. So what I have to do, I have already explained to you. First of all, I will get this 7 with me. Fine. So how can I get this 7 with me? Int initial character, or you can call this a as a. Fine. str dot caret 0. Fine. So here what we will get, 7 as the character, but character 7 is not equal to the integer 7. I hope you already know this is not equal to this. Fine. This is not equal to this. So for that, because this is the ASCII, this will return you the ASCII of 7. 7 is the character, but here 7 is the integer. Fine. So if we want to convert this character into our integer 7, then we just have to simply minus 0 character from 7 character. Fine. This will return us the this. How this is working? Let us say the ASCII for the 7 is suppose 59, and this the ASCII for this would be 7 less with this. Fine, because the ASCII for numbers are in increasing order, or of course in the sequential way. Fine, because this 0 would be 7 less than this 7. So the I'm assuming, I don't know, I think ASCII of 0 is 45, but just for now let us assume this is 7 less than this. So this would be 52. So 59 minus 52 would be 7. So indirectly it would return you this 7. I am assuming you already know, but in case if anybody don't know, that is why I'm explaining. Otherwise it's a very simple concept. So for that, what you have to do, you just have to decrease 0 from here, then you will get 7. Now you have 7. Fine. Now what you have to do, you have to call this same function get KPC within a smaller value or the remaining string excluding first character, substring of 1. Substring of 1, what it does is it exclude first character and return the remaining string. So in this case you will get only 8. So only 8 would be passed to this. So this is our faith actually. This is our faith that this will return us all the possible words which can be generated using the remaining string, or you can say excluding the first character which I have already stored with me. Fine. Fine. Now this will return you the array list of results. Fine. Array list of string actually, but this is the result of your faith. Fine. So I would write this as here. Now what you have to do, you already got from 8, have faith that this method is returning to you UWX. not tu, it is v. VWX. You are getting this as the answer. Three strings in the answer. Fine. So what you have to do, you have to get the mapping for this 7 first of all. And so what is the mapping for 7? They are T and U. Fine. And you have to cross multiply each character of this with each character or each answer of this. Fine. So to get mapping, of course, we should have a dictionary. So I am going to define a dictionary here. So what we can do, either we can define the dictionary in main method, then we can pass, or we can simply define a dictionary as a static as our global variable into our main class. So what we will do, string of array or array of string, dictionary, let us call it as dictionary, and we'll have store the results or the mappings into this. So on the 0th index, like we have indexes from 0 to 9, we have numbers from 0 to 9. So we will store 0th, like we will store the mapping of 0 at the 0th index. Fine. So these are the mappings for yes, of course, for the numbers. Let us say if you want to get the mappings for a 7. So these are the 7 mapping. How? This is 0 index, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fine. So on 7 we have this TU. On 8 we have this VWX. On 9 we have this YZ. Similar to this. You can check out from here also. Fine. So now what you have to do? You just have to get the mapping for A. Fine. A mapping from dictionary of A. A contains 7. So dictionary of 7 contains TU. So this will return you the TU. Now what you have to do? You have to, let us say, into this, let us say this is, let us call it this A mapping. Now what you have? Into your A mapping, you have T and U. And into your this you have VWX as a array list. Fine, because this is returning you the array list, but here you have a string. So now what you have to do? You have to multiply this with this, this with this, T with X, and then same goes for you, and store each result into a array list. So that would be your answer. So for that I will have to create an answer array list. So look at that very carefully what I'm going to do now. And of course we have done the same into our previous problem, but in case you are directly coming here, then I'm going to explain here also, but ideally you should watch the previous video. Fine. So here we have defined the answer array list. Do not confuse with this. We can define array list using this also. Perfectly fine. Now what you have to do? You have to get each character from this A mapping. So A mapping dot toChar array. I'm assuming you already know what is this meaning and how it is working, because here I'm not explaining you the language. I'm explaining you the concept. I have already explained you this method also in the lecture of string. If you do not know how this for loop is working, then let me explain here only. So what it will do, it is very simple. We are trying to get every character of A mapping. A mapping contains TU. So what it will do, it will give firstly T in CH and then it will give us TU in the CH. That's all. Fine. So now what you have to do, this will give you T and U, and you have into this answer as this array list of VWX. So now what you have to do, of course if you have to cross multiply, then you have to write one more loop. So string, because array list is type of string, st of answer, not answer. Okay, so answer is like VWX is not here, VWX is here into this list. Fine, I'm sorry for that. Cool. Now list. So what this will do, This is also a for each loop. It will return vwx one by one. And what we have to do, we have to add ch plus st and add them into our final answer dot. That's all we have to do. We are done with the code. We are only remaining with the base condition. So look at here what very carefully what we are doing. Here what we are doing, we are iterating first of all over t and u. We have t into this, u into this. So we will get t. And again we are writing a loop for list. In the st we will get initially v. So tv and tw, because this loop is executed on each character of this. So of course you already know this is the n square loop. So if you are confusing with these loops, then you should watch the array series, which I have covered. I have everything related to loops and how we can traverse over each character of a string and all. Fine. So using this, we can get our answer. So what I want to explain here is this each characters loop will iterate over each of the characters. So 2 for this, 3 for this, 2 into 3, 6. 6 times this loop would be executed. That is why 6 possible combination would be generated. You can see here there are 6 answers. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Fine. That is why there are 6 answers were generated. Now we are remaining only with base condition. Base condition is very simple. Base condition is very simple. Let us say if we have been asked with only one character. One character, of course. Let us say if we have been asked only 8. Fine. So in that case, what we have to do? We will check if str.length is equals to 1, then simply return from here. So directly you cannot return. What we have to return, look at this very carefully. Let us say str was provided only 8. Fine. So you have to return the combination from this 8. So what are the combination of 8? They are vwx. So if you will directly return vwx, then that is wrong. Why? Because this will return you the string and you have been asked to return array list of string. So what you will do, you will convert each character and put them into, you will take each character and put them into array list. So that is what you have been asked to do. So what you will do, you will firstly get this str or s from this dict of what? Dict of what? The character which you got. Like if str.length is 1, that means you will have to do something like this. Fine. So str.0, yes, it will return you the 8 and you have to return into, let us say it is x. So dict of x. Dict of s means dict of 8. 8 contains vwx. Now what we have to do? We have to iterate over each character of this string for and char ch s dot to char array. It is being a little bit lengthy, but do not worry. First of all, we will create array list of strings. A list, let us call it as a list and array list. Now what you have to do, you just have to add each character into a list, as simple as that. We are done and now we just have to return a list. So the code is a little bit lengthy, but do not get confused. Look at the code. We have written everything in like everything in a clear way. That means if we have been given only one character, then what you have to do, let us say if we have been given only 8, so what you have to do, you are checking, is there only one character? Yes. So you will get that character into int, then you will fetch the mapping for that and you will convert this string into an array list and you will return the array list. If this is not the case, if you have been provided 7 8, then what you are doing, you are fetching 7 firstly and getting the result of remaining string excluding 7, which is 8 in this case. So it will return you the VWX as a array list. So here what you are doing, you are iterating over each character of a mapping. A mapping is nothing but the dict of a was 7, so dict of say 7 tu, so tu into VWX. So indirectly you will be adding each answer into your answer list, and from here you just have to return answer. Now we are done. Let us try to test this code. Now the input is provided as 7. Let us try to see whether this is working or there is a compilation error. We have some compilation error, no suitable method found for add. Okay, so we cannot directly add character in as a string. We will have to convert this character into a string. So for that we have to do something like this. I have already told you how we can convert character into a string. This is simple method. So do not go on this part. There is a warning, but eventually we are getting our answer tu, tw, tx, uv, uv, ux. So you can see here tu, tw, tx, uv, uw, ux. Do not worry on this. This is a warning from Java. There might be some issues with input format. I don't think so. Still we are getting. Okay, I will get it corrected. Do not worry. But eventually we are getting our answer. Let us say for only 8. Now what should we get? Only VWX as the answer. So you can see we are getting S. What if I provide 786? 786. So these are the all possible words which can be generated using 786. Fine. So I hope it is clear to you. It is a complex one, but not that much of complex also. And I can dry run this code also. Like if you want me to dry run, then what it is doing, it is very simple actually. Firstly, we are getting fetching our initial character or the initial number from the string, and then with our faith we are saying return me all the possible words that can be generated excluding my character. So it will return all the possible words. Then what I will do, I will attach my words possible combination with the answer which we got from my faith. As simple as that. Still, if you do have any question or concern, then you can comment down below. I would be replying there. And if you are new to if you are directly coming here or you are new to this channel, then you can subscribe to the channel also, because I am going to provide you the more content related to DSA only. So that's it from my side for this video. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.